Hey guys, it's Dan, your host of Dan's Reviews, and today I'm back for another video for The Walking Dead Dead City. And in today's video, we're going to be doing another video. We're going to do a Q&A for Fear and Dead City. We're going to go over your final questions before the premiere of Dead City and the mid-season finale of Fear.
You don't trust me? Hell, I wouldn't trust me either.
I got a plan.
Alright guys, this one's going to be doing another review today. This one's going to be doing another review for The Walking Dead Dead City. We're also here to talk about Fear the Walking Dead. We're going to do a part 2 of the Q&A that we did a few days ago where we went over your Q&A comments and went over your questions leading into the premiere of Dead City and the mid-season finale for Fear the Walking Dead. So guys, tomorrow is the big day. This is going to be the last video before the premiere of Dead City and Fear the Walking Dead. Thank you all so much for, of course, leaving your suggestions down below, your Q&A comments, of course, all that great stuff. You guys have been super interactive this week for The Walking Dead to get ready for the premiere of Dead City. So, before we get into your Q&A comments, because we do have a good amount to go over for today, and I'm probably not going to be able to get to every single one of them, but I'm going to try to answer as many questions as I can because I don't want to leave anybody out, but at the same time, you guys crowded me with questions this week to a point where I don't even think 2 parts is going to do it, to be honest. I really don't, but we're going to try our best to get through as many comments as I can. I want to just let you guys know we're not going to discuss it in this video because this is technically a leak, but if you are interested, there is a leak for the full intro sequence of Dead City. That's right, Dead City's full intro has leaked online. So if you want to see it, the link is going to be down below. You can check it out for yourselves. It's just an intro sequence, so it's not really like a spoiler, but I'm still not going to cover it until we do the actual review tomorrow. But there is a intro sequence that has been revealed for Dead City. And it looks really good. It looks really, really good. It's honestly probably one of the greatest intros for a TV show I've seen. It looks so damn good. I cannot wait to see the full episode tomorrow. But yes, the full intro is out. It has leaked online, so if you want to see it, like I said, the link is going to be left down below, so you can go ahead and check it out for yourselves. Now, let's get into all your Q&A comments. I grabbed 2 from Instagram because I did ask for some questions on Instagram, and then we'll go into the YouTube ones as well, too. So the 2 from Instagram come from Colby and Malutin. So the first one comes from Colby, who says, Dan, do you see any other characters from the main Walking Dead being in the pilot episode of Dead City? Also, do you think that Dwight could show up in a post-credit scene for Dead City to set up for season 2, and Dwight will cross over from Fear the Walking Dead to Dead City? Yes, I do. Although I don't think it's going to be in a post-credit. I think Dwight will be a reveal in Season 2. I think Dwight will cross over. I think he is going to be the character that they've been talking about from Fear that's going to cross over into another spinoff. I think that's going to be Dwight. I think he's going to go from Fear. He's going to go into Dead City, and that'll be in Season 2. Because I feel like if Austin Emilio was filming Dead City, I feel like we would have heard about it. So I think that's going to be in Season 2. Now, as for characters from the main Walking Dead being in the pilot episode of Dead City, no, I don't think so. I think the only other one we'll see is like Herschel, obviously, because we're going to see him getting captured. I don't even think we're going to see the actress for Annie in this. I really don't. I think Annie is going to be talked about, but not shown. And everybody else, like, Lydia and like, Aaron and Gabriel and all these people, like, no, I don't think any of them will. But I think that we will see an older Herschel with obviously the new actor. And we will, probably find out some info on Annie, if that. But for the most part, it's just going to be Maggie and Negan. That's what I think. Next one comes from Joey, who says, Q&A, Dan, do you think that this episode we will see Strand pop up, or maybe even Troy in episode 6 of Fear the Walking Dead? Also, do you think there's going to be a CRM connection in the final 6 episodes of the final season of Fear the Walking Dead? Also, last but not least, do you think they're going to kill Morgan off? So, Morgan, no, I think they're going to keep him alive. I just don't see why they would kill him off, to be honest. It would be a dumb idea on their part. And they've done enough stupid shit on this show. Also, I think that CRM is not going to be involved with Padre. If they're involved in the second half, it's not going to be with Padre. It's going to be something else. And finally, I think that we will probably see Strand in the mid-season finale. Yeah, I do. I think it's going to be at the very end because I think they're going to post credits either Strand or Troy. To take a pick, you know. I think it's either going to be Troy that shows up or it's going to be Strand. I don't think it's going to be both because I feel like they're going to want to save stuff for the second half of the season. But either Strand or Troy is going to show up at the end of this episode, and then it'll set up hype for the second half of the season. That's what I think they're going to do. Next one comes from Danker, who says that Dan, because they're filming the Daryl Show and Dead City so close together, do you think that both of these shows are going to be airing every couple months, or do you think it'll just be one season a year like usual? One season a year. I think the filming is just them trying to get ahead of themselves, in particular with the Daryl Show. I think they're just trying to get ahead so that, you know, when the time comes, it'll be easier to air the actual show. Now, as for Dead City, I don't know when that's going to film season 2, because obviously New York is not doing so well right now. But Daryl Show, I could see definitely airing within the same year of season 1. I could see a scenario where that happens, for sure. Next one comes from Dominic, who says that, Dan, I also agree that I don't think Morgan is going to be in the second half of Fear the Walking Dead season 8. Maybe at the most he'll be in episode 7, but then after that he'll probably, you know, exit off. Or it'll just be episode 6. Either episode 6 or episode 7, Dominic is saying. Although I think Lenny James will come back and have a reunion with Andrew Lincoln's Rick Grimes when the opportunity presents itself. Do you think that we will see a reunion maybe in Summit, Dan, or at some other point in the future? Absolutely, because I don't think they're going to kill Morgan off. I still don't think they're going to do that. And I demand a reunion between Morgan and Rick. It's not an asking at this point. No, I'm getting defensive now. Okay, I don't get defensive with much, but for fuck's sakes, give us a reunion between Morgan and Rick. Seriously, what is so difficult about that? You got Andrew Lincoln at your disposal right now back in the franchise. You got Lenny James right here saying that he would love to have some sort of reunion with Rick. I've heard him say it so many times. Honestly, they need to do this. If they want to conclude Morgan's character and Rick's character, because I know they're looking to do that at some point too, have a reunion between the two of them. And I mean, we know that Norman was on set on the final day of filming. I mean, of Summit. Obviously, we don't know if he's in the show or if he was just coming by to visit. So there is a possibility of a Daryl and Rick reunion. But Lenny James, I haven't heard anything about him being on the set of Summit. So if he's on Summit, it would be in a season 2, or it would be in some other project that Rick's in the future. Who knows though? I mean, this franchise has so many shows right now. It's not even funny. But it'll be something like that. You know what I mean? It'll be something along those lines. Next one comes from Kurt, who says that, Dan, do you think the Fear the Walking Dead season 1 to 3 writers are still helping out in some way, shape, or form with the writing in season 8? Hell no, I don't. Definitely not. You can feel a major sense of change from the first 3 seasons of Fear to these other seasons of Fear. I'm sorry, but if you look at Fear the Walking Dead Season 3 and you look at Fear the Walking Dead Season 8, holy shit, there's a difference. I mean, there is such a difference in the writing style, and I mean that in a compliment way and an insult way. A compliment way because I think the writing in Season 3 of Fear the Walking Dead was very well done, for the most part at least. I don't think it's perfect like everybody says, but I think it was very good. And Season 8, I mean, honestly, besides like King County and some odd things like that, it's total dog shit. It really is. So you know what I mean? Like, I feel like the writing isn't even remotely close. I don't know why they got these 2 writers for Fear season 4 to 8. I'm not sure why they thought they were a good idea. I mean, again, I'm not here to judge them. You know, I'm sure they're very nice people, but as writers, they're just not good. They're really not good. The writers for season 4 to season 8, Ian and Andrew, no, they're not good at all. To be honest, it's a miracle to me that they're still here. It really is. It's a miracle to me that they're still here writing this show right now. I must tell you, because honestly, if that was me in charge, I'd be like, you bozos fucked up my season 4. Get the fuck out of here, you know? But they kept bringing them back every season, even to a point where they brought ghostwriters in, I heard, for season 6. But they still kept these 2 around. I don't know what the hell it is, but yeah, they must be very likable people because their writing absolutely sucks. So they must suck up to someone. I don't know what the hell goes on behind the scenes, but holy shit, it's a miracle they're still here. I'll tell you that right now. All right, and we're going to cap off today with 2 mega questions from Andrew, who says, Dan, there are 2 questions here. You can pick one, and I was like, man, why not? I'll just pick both of them. But the first one is, Dan, do you think that Padre and CRM and the Resistance and all this stuff will have an impact in this franchise, going down the road. In shows like Dead City, in shows like Raise the Dead, in shows like Summit, stuff like this. Do you think Padre will have an effect in this franchise when Fear's done? Do you think the Resistance will have an effect in this franchise? That sort of thing. And the other question is, Dan, do you think that when Fear is done, it will do what Walking Dead did and make multiple spin-offs on some of these Fear the Walking Dead characters? Dear God, I hope not. I really hope not. But to answer your first question, I would say I think that Padre is going to be done when Fear is done. I do. They're not connected to CRM. I do not believe that anymore. I just don't get that vibe. I don't get that idea that these two young kids that are running this piece of shit community are connected to this type of stuff. This like advanced military and stuff. I don't see it. And here's the thing. I don't think Padre is good enough to connect to some of these other spinoffs. They're not a good group. I'm sorry to say, but they're not a good group. They're not intriguing. Their motives are stupid. They're not exciting. They're not intriguing like something like the Commonwealth, or the CRM, where, for all we know, the CRM might be responsible for this whole fucking virus breaking out. Like, we don't know. We have to keep watching and find out. But with Padre, it doesn't work, man. The villain group sucks. The motives suck, and I do not want them involved with CRM. And Commonwealth. I just don't think that would work. And second off, do you think that they're going to do some spin-offs on some other Fear the Walking Dead characters when the show's done? They also say, great content, Dan. Thank you very much for that as well, too. I really appreciate the kind words. But, yeah, here's what I'll say. I think Fear the Walking Dead is definitely going to do some sort of spin-off when it's done. I think they're probably either going to grab Madison and do something with her. Maybe take Madison to, like, some other show. I could see that. Like, maybe Madison joins Dead City. I could see a scenario where they do that, because Kim Dickens just came back. Maybe even Troy, too. They might use Troy for something down the line, too. But characters like Strand or like Daniel or like, some of these others, no, I don't think they'll use them. But I think characters like Dwight, you know what I mean? Or maybe Madison or characters like this. Yeah, I don't think they're going to get their own shows because we have too many shows to go around. But I think they're going to join some of the other spinoffs and start to interact with Walking Dead characters. Wouldn't that be cool? Like Madison interacts with Negan and Maggie, or like Madison sees Daryl or something. Like that would be crazy if they did something like that. The biggest one I want, and it's my biggest demand for this franchise right now, is Madison meets Rick. That would be amazing because these two have both been leading, this franchise. Obviously Rick way more than Madison, but Madison also is a major lead in this franchise. So it would be nice to see Rick and Madison meet up. I think that would be really, really cool. How they would kind of rub off on each other. And also, Madison is close with Morgan now. And Morgan and Rick are best friends. So what would she think of Rick? That would be an interesting kind of idea. I think that'd be a really cool thing to do. And that would be the biggest thing I would like to see when Fear's done, is Madison meet Rick somehow. That would be really, really good. So yeah, now thank you all so much for all your Q&A questions. Of course, I tried to get to as many as I possibly could. I'm sure there's probably going to be a few people that say, oh, you missed my comment, you didn't get my comment. Well, again, I'm so sorry. I try to get as many of these done as I possibly can, but I'm also human. I can't do like, an hour or two of Q&A questions. That would just drain me. But thank you so much for all your Q&A questions. This is probably like the most Q&A comments I've ever gotten for a week of Q&As. You guys have absolutely killed it. You guys have absolutely done an incredible job. And I, again, if you haven't gotten your Q&A question answered, there's always a chance next week. I'm going to pick a bunch of them next week, of course, after Dead City as well, too. So thank you all so much for all that. And, of course, for all y'all that are participating in all these Q&As and asking all these questions. Yeah, you guys absolutely rock. Especially this week. I don't know what the hell's going on. I don't know if it's because there's 2 shows airing, but holy shit, there was a lot of comments. So that is amazing. And that definitely does not go unnoticed. You guys are absolutely killing it as well, too. So, thank you all for watching. And if you're new to the channel and you enjoyed this video, make sure to click the subscribe button so you don't miss any other videos for The Walking Dead, Dead City, and Fear the Walking Dead. Make sure to follow me on Dan's The Walking Dead Reviews on Instagram, guys. And, of course, I'll see you guys really soon for more videos for Fear the Walking Dead and Dead City. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and peace out.